It is minus 70% damage. Yeah, so I got it. So, hey everyone, it's Armor Gaming. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Welcome to an exclusive first look at the brand new nature corrupted monster, the Boys. Huge shout out to SourcePoint for giving me everything I need to make this exclusive first look. They provided the monster, all the cells I need to take the monster rank 5, all the food I need to feed the monster, and any gems I use will be reimbursed. Whoa, what happened to him when he turned into an adult? Not a boy anymore. Ooh, that ultimate was definitely lacking in animation. One entity, 5 personalities, the interactions inside the boys' heads get a little crazy and you can spot him yelling at strangers around town. Sometimes he joins Toymaster for debates and games that no one but them understands. This is one of those monsters where the lore has absolutely nothing to do with the whole corrupted Ludum era that we're in right now. So this monster has a power stat of 8360. That power stat is a unique power stat. No other monster has that stat. However, it's also not that impressive. It is above average, but it's not like a crazy strong power stat. As for the life stat, 89,876, this is once again a unique life stat, and it is above average as well. And for the speed stat, 6369, it is tied with that of Climber, Swamp Zone, and Stun Gum, and it's also above average. So stats-wise, he's above average all across the board. In terms of the traits, he has Hardened at rank 0. At rank 1, you get immune to poison, which is not a really good trait, I would say. Then again, a lot of monsters this season, I feel like, are applying a lot of poison skills. And then at rank 3, ooh, interesting, you get an area damage reduction. Applies damage reduction. That is a 25% damage reduction across enemy monsters. It's been a while since we've seen area damage reduction like that. Yeah, like, I don't remember the last time we've seen an area damage reduction. Like, I know we have Daze, that is minus 25% accuracy and damage reduction, but just the area reduction by itself, that is interesting. I guess this monster can synergize really well with like, who was it? Was it Frozzy-Knot that has major damage reduction? Because then you have the area damage reduction and the major damage reduction. So that could synergize really well together. So we might have to showcase that in the video. But trait-wise, I'm honestly not that impressed with this monster. I'm hoping he has a better skill set. I forgot. It's been a while since I've seen the skill set on the leaks. So yeah, this is going to be like an actual exclusive first look. His ultimate, No Brush, deals very heavy nature damage to enemies, removes shields, and applies Mega Stun. Okay, so he might have like an AoE stun for a single skill. So, or an AoE stun, yeah, for regular skill. So we'll have to see that. So yeah, guys, this is the Boys, and let's go ahead and check out the skill set. Green Swing deals moderate physical damage to an enemy, applies stun to an enemy. Oh, this is very interesting. No other corrupted monster comes to mind that has a 0 cooldown, 0 stamina, deny skill. This is very interesting. We are starting things off strong. So at any point in the game, when you have this monster, you are going to be able to stun, right? If your stamina is drained, if you got hit with CDA, you are going to be able to stun. Forgot what his trait was again. Okay, but if you're frozen, stun, possessed, blah, 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 then obviously you won't be able to stun. But no stamina, no problem. No cooldowns activated, no problem. Spammable stun skill, cool. Green Gang deals low nature damage to enemies and applies bleed. 30 stamina, 0 cooldown AoE bleed skill. Bleed, by the way, reduces damage output by 20%. Your narrator's voice deals low nature damage to enemies, applies damage reduction. So this obviously reduces damage output by 25%. 36 stamina and a 1 turn cooldown. We have Josh Stubbs' accuracy, applies precision and evasion to itself. What's up with SP releasing these monsters that do self-evasion now? Now, this is not like Frozzy-Knot that does a 2-turn evasion. This is a 1-turn evasion. Also increases your accuracy, but look at this. This is nice. You have a 1-turn cooldown, so you can utilize this skill every other turn. Not bad at all. I wonder if you give this monster an unrelenting assault, you're literally going to be able to attack, trigger UA, and then set up Josh Stubbs' accuracy. And then the next turn, when you go, you can attack, trigger UA, and trigger evasion again. So that's a pretty nifty thing you can do if you have UA. Moving on, we have Juicy Reality, deals moderate nature damage to enemies, applies stun to enemies, so you have an AoE stun. Okay. Eddie VR's shots deals very heavy nature damage to one enemy, applies total damage reduction. So if you don't kill the monster, they are not going to deal any damage against you. Really great way to stop talents from activating, especially when they need to drop you below 75%, 50% of HP, whatever. Okay, let's see. Green Strike deals heavy physical damage to an enemy, applies stun twice to an enemy. So you might be wondering, why are you going to be triggering stun? So when a monster has a trait like Hardened, here let's click on this monster since he has Hardened. When a monster has a trait like Hardened, this is 20% less accuracy against it. There's also a Tough, 30% or 35, and there's a Bulwark. For example, Hammergrom has Bulwark, 50% chance to not get hit with negative effects. When you have something that does double deny, so double stun, it has a high likelihood to actually land. Cool thing about this is 0 stamina and has a 2-turn cooldown. So if you have all of your stamina drained, you can double stun. So very interesting here. Green Strike and Green Swing And lastly, we have Molly's Hideout, deals moderate nature damage to enemies, applies bleed, and major damage reduction. So these two will synergize together because they both reduce damage output. This reduces damage output by 50% and bleeding by 20%. And actually, if you're running the damage reduction, you would also have 25%. So it's possible for you to significantly reduce enemy damage output. Let's see if I can calculate it real quick. Assuming a skill deals 100 damage, if you reduce it by 50, it's only going to deal 50 damage. If you reduce it by 20%, it's only going to deal 40 damage. And then if you further reduce that by 25%, it's only going to deal 30 damage. So if I'm not mistaken, I did this really fast. I think when you combine all of these damage reductions, you're reducing by 70%. So a monster is only dealing 30% of its initial damage. That is pretty cool. And once again, with UA, you can have this monster just be like the ultimate damage reducer. Man, add in a poison? Who's the monster that had the status caster poison? Add in a poison and you're good to go. Oh, by the way, this applies the damage reduction at the start of the battle. So you don't even need that AoE skill over here. All you need is your Molly's Hideout, and enemy damage output is significantly reduced. So because this monster reduces damage output like this, I can see this guy not necessarily as a main attacker. He could be a main attacker, but I also see him just as a team speed holder that makes the enemy super weak. They can't deal that much damage. But that being said, Monster Legends really isn't that kind of game where you do that. Monster Legends is more of a, the enemy denies you, the enemy can cleanse and that kind of stuff. So you got to be careful with doing that. Although I will say, if you manage to use the boys, and even like if you're fighting a spec, and spec has UA, if you damage spec, or you reduce spec's damage output enough to the point where it can't trigger UA, you can probably win the battle. Now, most of the time you'd probably want to stun, right? This monster has an AoE stun, even a double stun. And that's, I mean, spec is easily to get denied, but even other monsters. So, I don't know if you'd want to rely on the damage output, but the damage output reduction, but the fact that this monster has it is very interesting, and I love when SP introduces different interesting mechanics. Now, whether or not you can actually use those interesting mechanics, that's a whole other story. So, what am I going to do with this monster? Let's see. I think he's a denier, so for sure you go with Juicy Reality, AoE stun. You want to go with, let's see. You don't need the AoE bleeding, and you don't need the damage reduction since you have Molly's Hideout. So we're going to do Molly's Hideout. So we have AoE stun, Molly's Hideout, and then we are probably going to go with the total damage reduction, 100% damage reduction. And then I'm going to say Josh Stubbs' accuracy. Right, self-evasion is nice. That could mean the difference between winning and losing a game. If the enemy can't cleanse you, you're good to go. If the enemy has no pierce, you're good to go. And then on your next turn, actually, you know what? If you're running Josh Stubbs' accuracy, you need one of the 0 cooldown skills. You need a green swing because, you know, you can literally, this monster could win the game if it's a 1v1. If the enemy can't cleanse, you can literally Josh Stubbs' accuracy and on the next turn green swing, and then Josh Stubbs' accuracy and then on the next turn green swing, and just cycle back and forth as long as your stamina will permit. So that's funny because the Josh Stubbs' accuracy does cost 36. So that's something you can pull off. So I'm not 100% confident in this skill set, because part of me says, like, green swing, that's an obvious must. Like, 100% duh, run this skill. But I think it depends how you rune them at the end of the day. And then I want to do the double stun, especially since all these monsters are having hardened and tough and bulwark and whatnot. Usually hardened is what you see on all monsters. But I want to try this out. I think I'd probably say with the boys, you wouldn't need 2 AoE skills, because by the time this monster goes second in the turn, like, this monster's going to go first, and you're probably going to do AoE stun. Most of the time, you're going to AoE stun. By the time this monster gets another turn in, there shouldn't be 2 enemy monsters alive. Okay? There shouldn't be 3 enemy monsters alive, I should say. There should maybe be 2, there should maybe be 1. And of those 2 monsters still alive, you're probably going to do the total damage reduction, right? You're not going to go for the AoE bleed and major damage reduction. You're going to single target total damage reduction. So honestly, the skill you'd replace, you'd get rid of Molly's Hideout and you put in your spammable stun skill. That's just my opinion. But again, I'm interested in the mechanics, so I'm going to try it out. And yeah, we're going to go with this for now. So again, just so we're clear, Molly's Hideout is actually gonna get removed, unless you're running this monster as a team speed holder and he's there for a different purpose. Let's take a look at his relics. Ooh, nice. So this monster never has to worry about stamina. So you can Cane of Atlantis, you can mash your staff. I'm going to go ahead and just give him the Cane of Atlantis. And yeah, Jastar's Mask. Okay, yeah, so on a 1v1, this monster could win. This monster could literally win just doing his green swing and his Josh Stubbs accuracy. That is funny. In terms of talents for this monster, how do you want to put this monster? He's not really a go first to Spelling Fist user. I'd probably give this monster a static shock in case I do face an ET that attacks me. I can stop them with a shock. Soul Drag, in case I die, I can kill the enemy monster. Sin Eater would be a good one too. In case I got hit with a torture, I could cleanse it away. So you know, you can go. There's quite a few. You can go with dots. You could go with burning, especially if you're running Molly's hideout. You can burn the whole enemy team. You can give them extra shields. I'm gonna go with the bark hide. I'm not gonna do anything fancy. So bark hide, some extra armor, and we're good to go. Unholy vigor, that would give extra stamina if I needed it. So we're gonna go with this. Rune setup on this monster. Let's open that up. How do I want to rune the boys? Let's give them speed. So we're gonna run them as a denier. So we're gonna go speeds. Yeah, we're gonna go triple speed. Or honestly, you can probably do 2 team speed and a speed, because you need this monster to go second. You need someone to go first, running Dispelling Fist to get rid of Megataunt, and then you want to AoE stun. Conventionally, that's what you're gonna do. So that's what we're gonna try. I think this monsters are runed and ready to go. So let's take them out into PvP and let's battle. Alright, so this is the team I'm going to run. A very different rune setup for Lady Mao. I don't want her to be too strong, which is why I'm not doing 2 strength. And I don't want her to be too fast, which is why I'm not doing 2 team speed. So I decided to give her team speed just to weaken her a little bit and also supplement the boys and my fast Frozzynaut. It's funny because Frozzynaut and the boys can both do evasion, so I might have fun with that. Having 2 monsters with evasion and then a dodge area monster, that could be pretty fun. Obviously, still susceptible to single target attacks, so yeah, let's just play and let's see what we can pull off with the boys. And then we'll also run him as an attacker, which I think we should, since he does have a powerful attack, right? So let's click fight. Again, first things first is get rid of Megataunt. That's always going to be the first thing you do in most of these PvP battles. So bye-bye MT, Age Overseer. Oh, I'm cute, I'm adorable. Alright, so lost my turn. Here, we'll just let it play out. We'll see what happens. Recharge. Let's reduce damage output on the enemy, like major damage reduction on the enemy Dratis. Wind shear. Ooh, that was weak. That was nothing. Alright, oop, I accidentally killed Dratis. What do you have? Total damage reduction, damage reduction. Alright, we are just gonna recharge. And let's see, stomp the mouse, I got stunned. Whoop. So much for being able to do stuff. Revert events. This is why you always run a Megataunt, by the way. If you don't run a Megataunt, you're in trouble. Alright, finally got a turn in. So, I'm curious. I'm going to do Josh Sub's accuracy. No, we're going to do Molly's hideout. There we go. And so we got that bleed and we got the major damage reduction. So let's slow it down. I'm curious. Oh, we can also daze. So daze is going to mimic the damage reduction status caster, because that also reduces damage output. So let's see what it says on the enemy. So I calculated that it should be minus 70%. Let's see if I was right or if I was wrong. Let's see, UA. Here, let's speed it up. And we're just going to recharge times 1 speed. Alright, it is minus 70% damage. Yeah, so I got it. So if you start off with your status caster damage reduction, and then you put in the major damage reduction, plus the bleed, the enemy's damage output is reduced by a whopping 70% with just basically 1 skill. Oh, we got my ult. Deals very heavy nature damage, removes shield, and applies mega stun. Hey, he just so happens to have a shield, but the mega taunt is going to absorb it. Alright, there we go. Shield gone and then mega stun. Alright, so that was pretty straightforward. Let's do my AoE skill. Bam. And let's see if I can pull it off. Because I'm going to lose my Lady Meow. Oh, Kane's sword coming in clutch. Let's go slash. Alright, so this is actually a really good showcase of what I mean. That, like, the Monster Legends meta game doesn't really rely on reducing. Like, most of the time, enemies have 1 strong attacker, right? So if you can shut down that strong attacker, you're pretty much good to go. You don't need to major damage reduction everyone, which is why I'm saying you probably don't need Molly's hideout. As cool as interesting as it is, you probably don't need it. Your single target total damage reduction is all you need, plus your stun to deny. Watch, we look at this, 2 Megataunt monsters and 1 main attacker, and that's typically the way it always is. So if you can shut down the main attacker, that's all you need most of the time. Let's see, what are we going to do here? Oh, here's a good showcase of the evasion protecting me. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm scared from Kage. Let me evasion myself. Alright, look, AoE. I just survived that thanks to the evasion. So that was fortunate. Alright, we'll do gloves. Anticipation can trigger as many times as it wants. You know what I should have done? I should have done evasion with both of my monsters. Frozzynaut could have survived and the boys could have survived. And then, because the AI is so dumb that it'll typically do a bunch of AoE skills, so evasion would have proceeded. Evasion just protected me. So this turned out to be a good showcase. Let's kill Kage. And yeah, that monster can't do anything. So yeah, so I hope you guys get the point of, like, as cool and fun and interesting as Molly's hideout is, I don't think it's necessarily needed on this monster. Unless you want to run him team speed and stuff, it's just most of the time you're going to AoE stun, and then you're going to follow up with Eddie's VR and just total damage reduction. There's hardly ever need to do this. Unless you have like a bleed hater on your side and you want a bleed hater combo or something, there's probably not a need to it. And we saw how evasion came in clutch. Definitely keep that. So let's run this monster as an attacker. If we're to run him as an attacker, you bring your strong skills. So we still need the AoE stun because, hey, sometimes it's better just to stun. I would say you honestly could run Moldy's Hideout if you're running UA, because then you have AoE stun and AoE bleed, and you know, you're just blasting a bunch of AoEs. Damage reduction, you could do that, but this is your main skill right here, your Eddie VR, that's your strong attack. We're gonna do the AoE stun, and let's not rely on UA, so let's see. I really like Green Strike. That's powerful too. Green Strike. So we're actually gonna bring. I wonder if we should bring the AoE stun. If he's your main attacker, first of all, I wouldn't recommend this guy being your main attacker. This is like a secondary attacker if you want to run that somehow, some way. Oh gosh, I don't even like him as a main attacker. Eddie VR. Oh gosh, yeah, I actually don't like him as a main attacker. He's still denier because he has the AoE stun. So realistically, you want an AoE stun, unless you do run the Unrelenting Assault and you total damage reduction one monster and stun the other two, because you have your double stun and you have your single stun. Like, you could do this and it costs you like no stamina whatsoever. So let's give Unrelenting Assault. So this is what I mean. You could do this. All right, so I need to get rid of Megatons, and then Lady Meow. Oh, let's give you Strength. I think I'm gonna have to take it away from Lady Meow. So we're gonna give my monster Strength, and I'll run a Megaton probably. That's probably the smartest way to approach this. So 2 Strength and a Speed is how I go for my attackers. Here we're gonna have to take away. We'll use a Megaton monster, and we'll do Mouse Round. Okay, so we'll try this out. We'll see how well this works. I have 0 stamina skills, 0 cooldown skills. I have stamina recovery relics, so I should be good. Let's click fight. Let's see how well this plays out. We'll start with Quantum Lock for the positive effect block. Okay, success. Fire Rainbow. Oh, Nightmare on the Street. Ooh, I'm dead. E. Alright, on to the next one. I think that was 150 Vampirastro attacker based. Alright, let's see this. And I don't want to go 150 quite yet. Okay, perfect. 130, so they're around my level. Alright, so I'm going to start off with Molecular Barrage. There we go. Ooh, that was too strong. Alright, Cell Manipulate. So here, with no Megaton, I could go into the AoE stun. Which I think realistically you would do that most of the time. Yeah, I think realistically that's what you would do. We're going to do Accuracy just because I want Noah. I want Noah to give his team a shield. So we're going to go with the evasion skills. There we go. Alright, Strange Things, Man's Best Friend. I hope he doesn't remove my evasion. See you. Oh no, I have Megaton. I'm good. Alright. We're just going to recharge. Okay. Let's see this. So, it would be like Eddie's VR. If it was an attacker who survived, perfect. I get an extra turn. And then it'd be AoE stun. And, wow, that's powerful. But, you know, if he didn't die, he would have gotten stunned. So, again, more attacker-oriented. Overall, I'm not really feeling this monster. I'm not liking him too much. Because conventionally he's a denier, so you should use him to deny. Let's Quantum Lock. Watch, here's a good showcase of, like, he has taunt, so I can't even do singles. So, I'd want an AoE stun. I'm not running the AoE stun, so I'm going to have to kill Cryo first. Here's a good showcase, though. If Cryo... Oh, I was hoping he drained my stamina, and then I'm like, ha, that doesn't matter. Because I have 0 cooldown skills, 0 stamina skills. But yeah, here's that. And then we go, look, I can spam it again. I can stun again. Look, he has Hardened. Or is it Tough? No, he has Hardened. So instead of going with Green Swing, I'll go with Green Strike. Just to make sure the stun lands, because I don't want Vanoss to kill me. And then I get another turn, and I can go and Green Swing over here. So here, that's an example of like using single target stun skill. So even without the AoE stun, I was able to mobilize the whole enemy team. And again, if there was a strong attacker, I would be able to total damage reduction him. So now, I'm going to take this monster to 150. That's just so we can see him at his fullest potential. But I gotta tell you, I'm not really liking the monster that much. And as always, the problem is that now that he's level 150, he's going to be OTKing everyone, because I'm not going to be facing 150s. So now he's going to seem stronger than he actually is. But let's go Quantum Lock. Okay, watch, he's going to OTK Cryo right here, with even my weakest skill. So this is obviously the 60 damage, deals over 164 against 130 Kage. Green Swing, my 30 damage skill, deals 150k against a Kage, and then this kills everyone. So we have to, since I don't have an AoE, you know what, let's do the Green Strike. No, let's do the Josh Dub's Accuracy, since we have an Anticipation monster. So Fire Rainbow, damage boost. We will do the skill mirror. Let's do the skill mirror. This ought to be fun. And let's see, evasion. Alright, so he does single target. I reflect. Oh, I didn't reflect because it missed. Molecular barrage. Remember, evasion is for 2 turns, so I get to keep it. Alright, now we can attack. We'll do... Oh, perfect. Green swing, because it doesn't kill him. Boom. Alright, double anticipation kicked in. Oh, reflect right back at you. Oh, reflect right back at you. That's awesome. That is awesome. Alright, and then green swing. Yeah, now he's just too powerful. Alright, let's exit out before I somehow win with a bark hide or something. Okay, so yeah, we saw him as an attacker. And let's switch him back to his conventional role of being a denier. So we'll give him speed, and again we'll give him the AoE stun, because if you have someone removing, again, most of the time I think you're gonna Juicy Reality and then Eddie VR shots. I think it's gonna be that combo. AoE stun and then total damage reduction. The double stun comes in handy. The green swing comes in handy. So put that when you want. Like, you can replace green strike. As cool as the double stun is, having 0 cooldown, 0 stamina definitely comes in handy. Although I will say, there's not a lot of CDA monsters currently in the meta. Like, Flame Arrow is the only CDA corrupted monster we really have. And players don't really have her ranked up because she was so hard to get. So you're fine without using... You're actually pretty fine without using the 0 cooldown one, I would say, right now. But let's go ahead and do this. We'll go double team speed since he's 150. And we'll put Frozzy back in here. Oh, Clocksuko would be fun too. But then I have to put Dispelling Fist. So yeah, we'll put Frozzy back. Alright, let's click fight. Here we go, a triple corrupted team. Alright, let's see what damage we can do. We have, ooh, a wormhole. Oh, nice. Alright, we have a Modrak. We're gonna start the game off with nothing. We'll save the evasion. We're gonna recharge. Here I'll do AoE stun. Bam, I stunned. Oh, wormhole's immune to stun. So just a simple stun, I get another turn in. Green strike, oh, perfect. Green strike, kill. Modrak, sorry Modrak, you're dead. Oh, you came back to life. Let's kill you again. Bam. Could have set up evasion if I was scared. We'll recharge. And then here we'll set up our evasion, because I am scared. There we go. Dagger's throw. Ooh, that's a powerful Lady Meow. Now I can single target. Zeros. Nope. Green. See, if I had the spawnable skill. Spoke to soon, right? If I had the spawnable skill, I'd have something I could actually use. Which is recharge here. Stop evasion. Hated traits. Shield kicks in. Let's just recharge. Alright, there we go. Green strike won't cost me any stamina. Just reality is the AoE, no need to use that. So we'll green strike, can be stunned, but UA kills, and we'll go from there. Alright, let's do another one, this time without UA. And part of me wants to put in that 0 cooldown after that last battle. But that's fine. Let's go with not Barkite, I don't want to deal extra damage. I think Growing Flesh doesn't deal damage, so that one's fine. Alright, look, I don't even have strength, it's just the level difference. Alright, we'll do this last one. Let's see. Hey, we're battling these guys in war right now. Very fun. Alright, look, we have a spec. Let's battle. So, this is a spec base. This is the perfect showcase. You're going to Quantum Lock. You're going to Dispelling Fist, remove Megataunt, right? Megataunt gone. Now, you would do an AoE stun, and the enemy stun. In this case, though, immune to stun. So, an AoE stun doesn't come as much in handy as just doing the double stun and making sure spec is denied. Or even the total damage reduction, making sure spec can't deal any damage. So look, 0 damage, spec is probably going to recharge. We are going to skill mirror, or what should we do? Hold your breath, underground. I don't want to kill spec, so I'm just going to recharge. I'll take whatever you throw at me. Nightmare on the Street. Alright, here I am going to do major damage reduction, vulnerable, molecular. Let me just do the evasion. I really like the 2-turn evasion. Look, spec. Oh, did the AoE skill, so now I have vulnerable, negate healing, and all that. Because that one doesn't even deal any damage, so that's why. I can go into an AoE stun. I can do... Yeah, so they're all immune to stun, so that's my best choice, just AoE stun. And there we go. Let's go Molecular Barrage, reducing damage output, so my monster's higher likelihood to stay alive. Alright, Hammer Throw, and I think I'm good at this point, so we can call it a day there. So guys, this has been my exclusive first look on the boys. I am really curious to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think about this monster? Seeing how I ran him as an attacker, seeing how I ran him with UA, without UA, seeing how I ran him as a denier as he's intended to be, I think. Any other thoughts about the boys? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much, and remember to subscribe.